We believe in peace through strength. You have to have the strength. I believe it is God's job to sit in judgment, my job to defend America, and to promote the fundamental interest of stability, prosperity, and peace. We had 52 days of thunder and lightning on the Houthis in Yemen like they've never seen before. This was a swift, ferocious, decisive, and extremely successful use of military force. So we hit them hard, we got what we came for, and then we got out. The gleaming marvels of Riyadh and Abu Dhabi were not created by the so-called nation builders, neocons, or liberal nonprofits. The birth of a modern Middle East has been brought by the people of the region themselves. Peace, prosperity, and progress ultimately came not from a radical rejection of your heritage, but rather from embracing your national traditions and embracing that same heritage that you love so dearly.
Did the PGA Tour or Live Golf come up at all in your conversations with the Crown Prince?
No. Do you mean the Live?
Yeah.
No, we didn't discuss it.
What about that the Saudi intelligence agent? The 9/11 families want a Saudi intelligence agent to be extradited to the United States to face charges for 9/11. Did that come up in conversation? No.
But I know all about it, but it didn't come up.
On Israel, you're not going to Israel. Does this trip sideline Israel at all?
No, not at all. No, this is good for Israel. Having a relationship like I have with these countries, these Middle Eastern countries, essentially all of them, well, I think it's very good for Israel.
Can I ask you again on Israel? On the hostage deal, did any of your people speak with Israel about the release of the American hostage? I'm sorry, on the sanctions lifting of Syria.
Yeah.
Let me ask Thani first. What credit does Israel deserve, if any, for that release of the hostage?
Well, they've been fighting a long time. They've been, they're warring. And I think they deserve a lot of credit. I think my people deserve a lot of credit, maybe the most credit. Look, he wouldn't be there. If it weren't for us, he wouldn't be living right now. Probably none of the hostages would be living right now. And we probably have 20 that are living. That will be getting out step by step. A lot of progress. We've gotten a lot of them out. And last time, a couple of weeks ago, the 10 people walked into my office, the Oval Office, and they said they had a 59 on their shirt, on their front. And I said, what does that represent, the number of hostages? I said, wow, that's a lot. They said, well, 24 are living, and now it's 20. The number is 20 are living. 4 have died, and the young people don't die. Young people are killed, they don't die. So the 24 living of the 59, the 24 living is now down to 20. And we got Edan out. It's great. His family was so thankful. But we did a good job with that. We'll continue to do it.
Just on Thursday, if President Putin doesn't show up in Turkey for the talks with Ukraine, what will you do?
Well, I don't know if he's showing up. I know he would like me to be there. And that's a possibility. If we could end the war, I'd be thinking about that. Now, tomorrow, we're all booked out. You understand that? We're all set.
But you go if he goes?
We go UAE tomorrow. And so we have a very full situation. Now, that doesn't mean I wouldn't do it to save a lot of lives and come back. But, I think they're thinking about something. I don't know that he would be there if I'm not there. We're going to find out. Marco's going. And Marco's been very effective.
How are you feeling about how Putin is handling this? I know you had said a few weeks ago you thought maybe how Putin is handling this. You said a few weeks ago you thought maybe he was tapping you along.
I'll let you know in a week. I'll let you know in a few days.
Mr. President, on Israel again, has any of your team been in touch with Israel, your team, about lifting the sanctions on Syria? What's their reaction?
Well, in touch. I mean, we told them we're doing it. The reason I did it, and I think it's been very popular, actually, certainly in the Middle East it's been popular with virtually everybody. But the reason I did it is because I spoke with President Erdogan, who I get along with very well. And I spoke to Mohammed, as you know. I was with him. And they thought it was very important to do. It gives it gives them a much better chance of survival as a country.
Did you see what Netanyahu thinks about it?
Well, I think what's happened is Turkey feels we should do it. Other countries. If you looked at my speech last night, which I assume most of you were at, I think the biggest applause was when I said that we're lifting the sanctions on Syria. And that's because they want to give Syria a chance to live and to be great, etc.
An Emirati government-backed firm did a $2 billion deal. An Emirati government-backed firm did a $2 billion deal using the Trump digital coins. How did that deal come about?
I don't know anything about it. I really don't know anything about it. But I'm a big crypto fan, I will tell you. I've been that from the beginning, right from the campaign. I'm a believer in crypto, and if we're not going to do it, China's going to do it. It's the way I look at it. It's like AI. I'm a believer in AI because we have to have it. We're leading China by a lot. And in crypto, we're leading China by a lot. So I'm a big crypto fan. No.
Senator Schumer said he wants to block your Justice Department political appointees until he gets answers about questions.
Schumer's, he's become a Palestinian. Something wrong with him. I don't know. I've known him a long time, and there's something wrong. He's lost his confidence totally, and there's something wrong with him. I don't know what it is with Schumer. Yeah, did you have a question? Go ahead.
Oh, I've got two questions on Iran and Russia. Are you still considering secondary sanctions on Iran's oil exports?
Let's see what happens over the next week. I don't really want to answer it because I want to see what happens over the next week. Go ahead.
And then on Iran and Russia, are you considering sanctions on Russia for supporting Iran and for the continued war in Ukraine?
Well, again, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm always considering the secondary sanctions. I had the secondary sanctions on Iran and drove them into bankruptcy, and there would have been no October 7th. There would have been no money for Hamas or Hezbollah or anybody else. So I'm always, and as you know, I put secondary sanctions on Iran again. And hopefully they're going to make the right decision because something's going to happen one way or the other. It's very simple. It's going to happen one way or the other. They can't have a nuclear weapon. So we'll either do it friendly, or we'll do it very unfriendly, and that won't be pleasant. Thank you very much, everybody.
On the Qatar plane, Mr.
I don't
President.
notice, guys.
Thank you, Mr. President.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. حضرة صاحب السمو.
God, the most merciful, the most compassionate, Your Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Your Excellency President Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, representative of the media.
Distinguished guests and members of the media. سنشهد الآن التوقيع على اتفاقية في مجال الطيران بين دولة قطر والولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. اتفاقية لشراء طائرات.
Now we will see the signing of the agreement of buying aircraft from Boeing. His Excellency Badr bin Emir will sign from the Qatari side, and Kelly Ortberg will be signing on behalf of Boeing
and the United States of America. Boeing purchase agreement signed on behalf of the state of Qatar by His Excellency Badr Mohammed Emir, CEO of Qatar Airways Company, and behalf of the United States, Kelly Ortberg, President and CEO of the Boeing Company. We will now witness the signing of a number of agreements in the field of defense between the State of Qatar and the United States of America, signed on behalf of the State of Qatar by His Excellency Sheikh Saud bin Abdurrahman bin Hassan Al Thani, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of State for Defense Affairs, and on behalf of the United States of America by the Honorable Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense of the United States of America. Firstly, a statement of intent on defense cooperation between the State of Qatar and the United States of America. Secondly, a letter of offer and acceptance for MQ-9B aircrafts. And a letter of offer and acceptance, FS lids. Thank you. It is my honor to announce the signing of a joint declaration of cooperation between the State of Qatar and the United States of America. Signed on behalf of the State of Qatar by His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar, and the Honorable Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. The signing ceremony has now come to an end, and now a joint statement from His Highness the Emir and the President.
Thank you very much. We had a couple of hours of great meeting with the President, and we discussed many issues, our great bilateral relationship and also the situation in the region. Of course, I think after signing these documents, we are going to another level of relationship between Qatar and the United States. So I just wanted to thank you, Mr. President, again for this historic visit. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you very much. And this has been a very interesting couple of hours. We discussed the world. We discussed Russia and Ukraine, where you've been a tremendous help in so many different ways. We certainly discussed Iran, where it's been really an interesting situation. I have a feeling it's going to work out. I think it's going to work. It's got to work out one way or the other. We know it's going to work out. But you were of great help, and other things. But in particular, trade. The trade is the. Kelly's telling me from Boeing that's the largest order of jets in the history of Boeing. That's pretty good. And that's 140. Was that a 140 or 160? Well, yeah, but you're right. It's actually 200, including the 40. So it's over $200 billion. But 160 in terms of the jets. That's fantastic. So that's a record, Kelly. And congratulations to Boeing. Get those planes out there. Get them out there. But I just want to thank you. We've been friends for a long time, long before politics. Well, for you it was politics. For me it wasn't, right? But we've been friends for a long time, and this is an outstanding man. He's a great man, and we're going to help each other. The United States is in a very strong position militarily. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. You're buying a lot of that equipment, actually, and I think we're going to see some of it in action tomorrow at the, we won't call it an air fair, but it's going to be sort of an air fair. We're going to be shown a display that's going to be incredible. They have the latest and the greatest of our planes and just about everything else. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun and very interesting. But I just want to thank you for the friendship, for the long-time friendship. And again, long before any of this stuff, we just liked each other. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But we always had a very special relationship. And we came from Saudi Arabia, where we have another great man over there that's a friend of yours. And you two guys get along so well and like each other. You sort of remind me a little bit of each other, if you want to know the truth. They're both tall, handsome guys that happen to be very smart. But he's also a very special guy, and it's good to see all the relationships forming in the Middle East, because the Middle East is really being talked about all over the world, and we're having a lot to do with it. We're helping a lot, but they're doing a tremendous job. So I just want to thank everybody very much for being here. I want to thank the media. The media has been very fair, actually, and it's a great honor to be with you. This is, you take a look at this room. This room is the real deal. That's called white marble. It's very hard to buy. Believe me, I know very well, because you try to buy it, you can't buy it. And you just take a look at what you have here. It's been incredible what you've been able to build as a nation. And we're with you all the way, and you know that.
Thank you. The ceremony has now come.